Hi there, I'm Vanifay and welcome to Dragon Age Origins, episode 39. Okay, so, continuing in the shape route. We've got some books up here to read, so let's just quickly come over and nab this one. The Deep Roads, okay. There isn't a dwarf alive who remembers the Deep Roads as they once were. They were the network of tunnels that joined the tides together. To be honest, it isn't even right to give them such a simple term as tunnels. They were works of art, with centuries of planning demonstrated in the geometry of their walls, with the statues of the paragons that watch over travellers, with the flow of lava that keeps the deep roads lit and warm. The cloud gazers up on the surface talk of the Imperial Highway, built by the Magisters of old, a raised walkway that crossed thousands of miles, something that could only have been built by magic. Perhaps it is comparable to the Deep Roads, although we dwarves didn't need magic. I suppose it doesn't matter anymore. The darkspawn rule the Deep Roads now. When Ozma sealed off the entrances to the Deep Roads, abandoning everything that lay out there, we handed over the kingdom that was to those black bastards forever. To think that there are genlocks crawling over Bo Namar now, tearing down our statues and defiling our greatest works. Corruption covers everything we built out there. Every dwarf who goes out and comes back says that it gets worse with each passing year. The foulness spreads a little further. And the cloud gazers think the darkspawn are gone just because they aren't spilling out onto the surface? One day, when Ozma is gone for good, they'll find out differently. Those darkspawn won't have anywhere else to go but up, and they'll do it. The surface of folk will have themselves a blight that will never end. Transcript of a conversation with a member of the Dwarven Mining Cast, 890 Blessed. Damn. This makes you wonder why they're not actually just taking the fight to the darkspawn. Really makes you wonder. I pressed the wrong button there. I was trying to press W and I hit 2 instead. Anyway, never mind. Okay, book right here.
Let's see.
Yep, let's moonwalk in place for a little bit. Fantastic. Ozma politics, there we go. As dangerous as it is to mistake a dwarf's caste, it is far more deadly to mistake his alliances among the noble houses of Ozma. Everyone in the city is allied with someone, whether by blood or by word. The nobles do not engage directly in commerce themselves, as that is the domain of the merchant caste, but they do serve as patrons. They invest in shops or in artisans' work, and in turn reap a share of the profits, as well as a measure of the credit. Merchants and warriors alike benefit from the service of a prestigious patron. The relative power of each house is ever-changing. It's usually safe to assume that whichever noble house holds the throne is at the top of the heap, but below that, things grow into a tangled mess. Houses ally with one another by marriage. They earn rank and prestige when combatants loyal to them, or from their own bloodlines, win provings. They earn it when artisans they patronize become sought after or well regarded, or when the merchants they invest in become successful. The degrees of power that these achievements confer is so murky, even to the dwarves, that it isn't unusual for nobles to challenge each other to provings over whose smith forges better belt buckles, or whose servants have the best manners. Nor is it out of the ordinary to find two merchants arguing over whose noble patron has won the most acclaim, for the rank of the patron is the rank of the client. Nowhere is this more apparent than in the assembly, where the Deshers, representatives of each noble house, meet. Although the king technically rules Ozma, kings are elected by the assembly, and so each king must work constantly to maintain the support of the Deshers. Kings who prove unpopular find their heirs deemed unacceptable to inherit the throne. Power then passes to another house. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genitive. Okay. That is interesting, I guess. If you're really, really into politics, that's... yeah, great. Don't care. Really don't care. Okay. Wall of Memories. Let's go here. Okay. The blessings of the Shipwright is given only to those who walk with the stone. It is a path that cuts deep and the road is far from secure, but those who desire to work in memory must first honour it. Document the stone, protect her, and present a new history to the memories. Only then will the blessing of the Shipwright be upon you. From the Shaper's Life. Cool, alright. Very nice. So, getting a bit more about the Shapers themselves. That's nice. Oh, a chest. We can loot their chests as well. Brilliant. Let's grab this book. Dwarven Faith. Okay. Dwarven Faith. The chant of light is almost never heard in the halls of Orzammar. This is hardly surprising, for unlike the elves who were literally abandoned by their gods, or the Tevinters who worshipped dragons, the dwarves have no gods at all. Even the concept of worship is foreign in Orzammar. Instead, the dwarves seem to venerate the stone, a name they give to the earth itself. This seems practical for a people living underground, if perhaps a bit unimaginative. For guidance in spiritual matters, they turn to their ancestors. These ancestors, who are said to have returned to the stone, communicate their wishes to the living via brutal trials by combat called provings. The ancestors' collective wisdom is maintained by the Shapewright, which can apparently store records in Lyrium itself. Set above the ancestors, above even kings, are the paragons, dwarves who have achieved such greatness that they are elevated almost to godhood. These are the great figures holding up the hallway that leads from the surface, the first glimpse of Orzammar that outsiders see. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi. Yeah, okay. Very cool. And also, another reason why I won't help that guy get a chantry down here. Honestly. Okay, book.
Let's see.
Traditional dwarven folk songs. A song about a nug. Okay. Nug sits in the mud. Nug wiggles his ears. You catch the nug, he slips away. Nug gets to live another day. Nug sits in the mud. Nug wiggles his toes. You hook the nug, he slips away. Now the nug runs off to play. Nug sits in the mud. Nug wiggles his nose. You tickle the nug, he laughs away. Now the nug sits on my plate. Nug pancakes, a well-loved dwarven nursery rhyme. Okay. Poor Nug. Defeated by laughter. Oh. Poor thing. Okay, let's have a look at this.
Right. Allow me. I could do that for you.
It's okay, Lily, I've got it. Hopefully. There we go. Okay. Gloves of Diligence. Interesting, they are heavy gloves, but they have extra armour. It's probably not that great, actually. What do we have? What's the Juggernaut? The Juggernaut has so many extra things. Okay. And the Search for the True Prophet. This tattered tome explores the possibility that Andraste was a powerful mage and not the Maker's Chosen. It seems this book was saved from a fire at some point. Well, well, well. That is a really cool gift. Okay, Wynne likes books. But Liliana likes Andraste stuff. So I'll look it up and see who that one goes to. But probably Wynne since it is a book. Well, we'll find out, won't we? Okay, a couple more books left. Legion of the Dead. Okay. Yes, Stone's greetings, friend. You will fight ceaselessly in the Legion of the Dead. Motto of the Legion of the Dead. The Legion accepts all. So I was told by one of the Legionnaires himself, a dwarf who waited quietly at the entrance to the deep roads for the rest of his unit to assemble. They gathered slowly, each equipped with heavy armour and fine weapons, each painted with grim tattoos applied at their funerals the night previous. For that is the nature of the Legion. They are all dead. Any dwarf may join the Legion so long as he is willing to give up everything he has. The funeral rites are sombre. A final goodbye is said to family and loved ones. Any material goods are dispersed to heirs and last words are said, and then it is done. the new legionnaire marches out into the deep roads, never to return. The Legion fights against the darkspawn to the last, striking one final blow against the monsters that have claimed so much of their homeland. Many join the Legion to clear the slate. Criminals join to avoid punishment. The dishonoured join so that their houses and families need not suffer on their behalf. The bankrupted join so their debts might be forgiven. A very few join for a last chance at glory, but the Legion takes them too. This group hopes to reach the fabled fortress of Bonamar, once the Legion's home, associated with the greatest of their paragons. Bonamar is a holy place. Its loss the last great blow against the Dwarven kingdoms, and its recapture would be a glorious signal to all of Orzammar. But capture it or no, all of these warriors will die in the deep roads. It is a sobering thought, and I now know why the dwarves say the Legion's charge is the battlefield's most frightening sight. They have nothing left to lose. From Stone Halls of the Dwarves by Brother Genitivi, Chantry Scholar. Okay. Yeah, that's sad. Sad that they have to do that as well, just to keep the darkspawn at bay. Because no one's helping them from above ground. That's terrible. Even we're only here for one thing. We're not really here to help them. Okay, in praise of the humble Nug. I once served a human some Nug, and he proclaimed that it was like eating an unholy union of pork and hare. The idea disturbed him so much that he declined to finish his serving and made himself content with some stale bread. Of course, this only goes to show that surfacers, human or otherwise, have tragically unrefined palates. The Nug is surely the most delicious animal I have ever tasted. Only a dead man would not salivate at the thought of a tender morsel of roast Nug melting in his mouth. The Paragon Varan, although his house has fallen, shall always be remembered for discovering the wonders of Nug flesh. Admittedly, it was discovered only out of desperation when he was separated from his legion and lost in the deep roads for a week, but we won't hold that against the good Paragon. While Nug pancakes and nuggets, my own children love these, are the Nug dishes one encounters most often, Nug can be prepared in other interesting and elegant ways. The late King Ansgar Eodukin adored Nug, seared on a hot metal plate and finished in the oven, and dressed in a cream sauce flavoured with deep mushrooms. You must be careful when using the mushrooms from the deep roads because they often grow close to darkspawn bodies. They say that this is what gives them their unique flavour and intoxicating scent, but it also means that consuming too many of them may result in curious afflictions of the mind. Okay, from In Praise of the Humble Nug by Bragan Tolban, honoured chef to House Eodukin. Cool, alright. Good to know. Should we ever need to consume Nug, now we know. Okay, that should be everything from in the Shaperate. Yeah, and we can't go up ladders, unfortunately. Nope. Okay. Well then, I suppose it'll be time to go and check out the assembly, or at least, at the very least, the contenders. So I don't know, maybe we can go to, what's his name, Haramont's house, or palace, or whatever it is. That one's the assembly, isn't it? Yeah, that's the chamber of the assembly. Okay, well, we can always go and check out Haramont. Shouldn't be a problem. That one's the royal palace, so that'll be where Bhelen is.
News of the hour. Does Lord Haramont think that Orzammar can hold off the dwarves forever? The assembly demands an answer.
Okay. Alright.
Legion of the Dead sighted battling darkspawn near Orzammar. They have no orders while throne stands empty. Make Haramont your king now.
It's the Legion of the Dead. They know their orders. Let's go. Okay. Butler, Doolin, Haramont Guard, lots of nobles. Okay, let's chat with you.
Welcome to Lord Haramont's estate.
Yep.
Paramount is the rightful king, and you know that.
Do I?
Only Lord Harrowmont is fit to be king.
Okay. Good to know.
These are the personal apartments of High General Lord Harrowmont. No visitors are allowed at this time.
Okay, no visitors, so we can't go past that point.
We are honored by your trust, Warden.
I wouldn't say it was trust. Where are we anyway? Right, that's his office over there. So I suppose I could talk to this guy.
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dalish Ferelden, second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help.
Not to worry, I don't consider your situation shameful. Just unfortunate timing. I would like to speak to Lord Harrowmont, though.
In an ordinary time, Lord Harrowmont would be honored to meet you. Unfortunately, we've already caught more than one of Bhelen's spies approaching Harrowmont under a pretense of friendship. So I'm afraid I won't be able to take your word. If you want to speak to Harrowmont, you will need to prove he can trust you.
And how can I do that?
That's a generous offer. If you mean it, you might attend the proving today. The Deshers take it very seriously. And unfortunately, Bhelen found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters into stepping down.
Huh. So you want me to find out why your fighters dropped out?
That would be enlightening. Though I hope you won't pry too deeply into things they don't wish revealed. If you wish to show your loyalty, enter the proving as his lordship's champion. With your order's reputation, I've no doubt the ancestors would favor your arm. Bhelen would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
I'm not sure I want to start picking sides, to be honest. Wardens aren't supposed to be political.
Then I'm afraid your only choice is to wait until there's a winner. Lord Harrowmont cannot risk his life working with someone of unproven loyalties. If you change your mind, let me know. The proving is this afternoon, and Lord Harrowmont could certainly use you on his side.
Yeah, okay. So we've got a quest anyway. I can speak with Dalish when I'm ready to fight in Harrowmont's name. He wants me to fight in the provings in Harrowmont's name, and I should speak to him when I'm ready to do that. Well, yeah, no. Let's go to the assembly chamber then, and we'll speak to Bhelen. Okay. I mean, I don't like the fact that they're trying to get me to go into the proving in their stead. What happens if I die? I'm one of the few Grey Wardens left.
News of the hour. Support Lord Harrowmont at your own peril. Darkspawn will overrun Orzammar within the year if he becomes king. Experts say.
Which experts? According to what data? I'm guessing I can't do anything in the Royal Palace. Let's see. Royal Guards? Can we... Oh,
Greetings.
don't walk away from me. Guys!
Greetings.
Well, fine. Never mind then. Okay. Let's see if I can... I can't talk to you. Okay. Never mind. Alright. What was that? Did someone activate something? Because that was not me, if they did. That was not me. Oh. Ah, okay. It's right here. It's under my feet. Nice. Can I come in through here? Oh. Okay. Thieves. Well, well, well. Okay. Let's get closer. And blast. Heck yes. And I actually don't need to use Mana Clash here because none of the dwarves can use magic. So, there we go. Let's get this done. And you. Everybody seems to be doing alright behind me. By the time I turn around.
This is our path of destruction.
Yep.
What's going on? By the ancestors. Good on you, Warden. You caught them in the act. I guess desperate times drive people to strange things.
They certainly seem to.
Thanks again, Warden.
Can I take the remains? Yes, I can. Okay. 15 silver, 61 copper. Nice. 4 silver, 23 copper. 16 silver, 39 copper.
Leave it to
And a
me.
frost rock. And that seems to be it. So,
Let's see.
can we actually... this is the bathhouse. Okay, okay. Yeah. And that's not somewhere I can go. Can't do anything there. Let's
Leave
see
it to
about
me.
this one then. In here. And we've got a chest. Can't close doors. Yes, we can. Just a sec.
Allow me. I could do that for you.
Okay, so I can't do that. I'll have to have Liliana do it. Okay, Dwarven Mace and a love letter. Been a while since we've had one of these. Okay. And where did we get to? I think I've read that one. Dear Sir John, your ministrations, while well-intentioned, hold no promise. Do not despair, for it is not you, it is of me. I require an interval to acquaint myself with the personage you awakened. I'm certain we can maintain an amiable accord, and that engagements with our mutual associations will not be awkward. Marry. Okay. Well, well, well.
As you like.
Alright. More stuff. Okay, brilliant. A glass phylactery.
I'll do it.
Well, let's take the short bow.
Right away.
Okay, another short bow. And sure, we'll go for the phylactery. Many of King Endrin's belongings have been rushed into storage, including trophies of his long reign. Among the boxes is a small glass phylactery. The area is unnaturally cold. Dark shapes swirl around a slip of paper within the vial. Let's take the vial. The glass fractures at your touch. Okay. And we have the Revenant. Okay. Let's see, can we mana clash you? Resisted. Okay, damn. Well, let's get a mana drain on him then. And beautiful. Okay. Nah, I don't want a mana cleanse. Let's put some frozen weapons on. So you guys get some extra attack damage. And just an apple. Yeah.
For the people!
And freeze again. Yes. Keep it going, guys. Lightning. Ooh, Sten. That was quite... that was quite a huge hit against Sten, but luckily, not a problem. Okay. Grab that Revenant.
Leave it to me.
Scrap of paper, 1 gold, 88 silver, and 50 copper. Okay. So, scrap of paper. The black vials. Okay. So, I think we did the first one. Maybe this one is the second. Okay. Binding the second corpse walker. Cast from your host, may you find no purchase on mortal ground. Bound by your true name as we are sworn to do. Nathamas Bagel, revenant and perversion of a fine daughter. No more will you test the veil, nor reach the fade to escape. Andraste hold you, demon, and bind your rage for eternity. 6 thumbprints in blood mark the end of the text. Okay. Yeah, we've definitely done that one. And that one. Yeah, okay, so it was the second one. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Sweet. And I hope nobody is going to come and find out what the ruckus was, as we've ransacked his belongings, apparently. Okay, but nothing else in here. Good. Alright, nothing that way.
Right.
The Throne of Orzammar. Yeah, I'm not going to stand on the throne. That would be a bit... God damn it, okay. Let's... Caged in stone. Okay, so it wasn't a go sit on the throne thing. Well, that's a little bit disappointing, I'm not gonna say. Okay, caged in stone. The inscription is old and worn, overlooked by most as a carving detail. The beast is foreign, but the need is familiar. Home and hearth suffer beneath strength and strangeness. These new kin of this Ferelden are better as friends than strangers. So we resist on their behalf and work with their users to bind with the stone. They no longer fear their skies, and we further our trade above. Lured from above, cornered and corralled, 3 standing in position, a 4th signals the throne. Stasis for the beast, so long as a king holds the throne, so long as a king wills it held. Inscription, circa 590 exalted. Okay. Well. Can I sit on the throne then? Nothing happens. Okay. So long as a king wants it held. Or wills it held. Interesting. Okay. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything around here that we can interact with. Suppose we could go out that way. But there was people in front of that door, wasn't there? Or was it only the other one? So we'll go... sure. Let's come from this way. Why not? Okay. That guy is not interactable. It's just the royal guard.
Greetings.
And he's fine with it. Okay, they are perfectly fine with me wandering around. Suppose it's this one that we can't get in.
No one enters the prince's estate without an invitation.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's good to know. So that part is the prince's estate of the royal palace. And this is the more public part of the royal palace? Must be. Was that one that we could get into? I can't remember. My brain has already decided to fail me. Right, no. I can't get in there. I mean, there is a point in here that I should be able to get in there, but I can't. Alright, well, let's get to the assembly chamber then, and we will choose Bhelen. Alright, so we've got Vartag right there. Nice.
Warden, it is always a blessing for Orzammar to host your order. I am Vartag Gavorn, top advisor to our good Prince Bhelen. What news do you bring?
The darkspawn have been tunneling to the surface. There's a blight going on, and we need Orzammar's help to fight it.
Yes, the treaty. I've seen it in the Shaper's libraries. Now the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now.
Well, Bhelen is one of the candidates. Could I just talk to him?
You must understand, Harrowmont hides behind his good reputation while sending spies and assassins. Bhelen can't know who to trust. It's been like a knife in the heart for Bhelen to see so many of his father's men stand with the usurper.
Well, I don't understand much about your politics, but I thought the king supported his rival Harrowmont. Surely it would have been obvious that they would have supported his last request.
That hurts worst of all. That Harrowmont would take advantage of the dying king's delirium to plant such poisonous suspicions against his own son. After that, you understand why Bhelen cannot trust the word of a stranger, however reputable that stranger might be.
I see where this is going. Okay. What can I do to prove my good intentions?
Harrowmont has engaged in a campaign of bribery and coercion to ensure that every house serves him. But if a neutral party, a stranger, were to approach certain key members, perhaps with irrefutable evidence of Harrowmont's deception, I'm certain my Lord Prince would show his gratitude.
What kind of evidence are we talking about?
Harrowmont promised the same portion of his estate to 2 different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helmy. Harrowmont can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote is cast. I have copies of the promissory notes Harrowmont gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes.
You have copies of the promissory notes? Where did you get them?
That's not important. If they ask, say you found them while searching the Shaper's libraries for your treaty.
Couldn't you just report him to someone?
Normally, the Shapers would handle this sort of accusation. They are the scholars who manage our laws, histories, and genealogies. They are the final arbiters of all disputes in Orzammar. Unfortunately, the Shaper of Memories is the most important among them, and his grandfather was Lord Harrowmont's aunt's first cousin. Obviously, we cannot expect him to offer an unbiased opinion.
You think he'd put his distant relation to Harrowmont above his duty?
I guess I can't expect you surfacers to understand the importance of family in Orzammar. The Shaper is biased, and if you want Prince Bhelen's help, you'll have to show where your loyalties lie. Will you do it?
I will. I'll find Lady Dace and Lord Helmy.
Lady Dace doesn't leave the quarter much, but Lord Helmy's adventurous, likes to spend his time at Tapster's in the Commons. Remember, don't tell them you got these papers from me. You learned of them and drew your own conclusions.
Okay. So, slightly... Well, I say slightly. Very underhanded dealings, but I'm not going to be throwing my life away by doing this. It's very, very possible that I could have died in the provings for Lord Harrowmont. There was no guarantee I was going to come out of that alive, so why would I risk not just myself, my life, but all the lives of everyone on the surface, just so that we could possibly maybe get some help? And that still doesn't actually decide who the king will be, so it's completely worthless anyway. It doesn't make sense, so I'd rather just pass notes. Oh, okay. Well, hello there.
Do you see how things lie, Warden? Lord Harrowmont cannot trust you unproven, but he welcomes a good faith gesture.
I still haven't decided if I want to help you.
Do not tarry. The proving starts this afternoon.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. Okay. Lady Dace is this way. It absolutely is. In fact...
Grey Warden arrives in Orzammar, most likely to pay respects to the rightful king, Prince Bhelen.
I mean, you're not wrong, but don't drag me into it. Everybody wants to drag me into this. Okay. Since they're claiming that I can find this information in the Shaperate, can I actually find this information in the Shaperate? Just want to take a quick look. Alta, could you help me?
I started to worry. I didn't know if you were ever coming back.
I haven't left yet.
Did you find any records? Any sign of the old Orton Tig?
If I find something, I'll let you know.
Whatever you do, I'd be grateful.
Yeah, okay, so she can't help me.
Ah, you return, Warden. Is there more you would know from Orzammar's memories?
Oh, I can! Okay. Actually, I was hoping that you could take a look at these promissory papers for me.
These are Harrowmont lands promised here. But these are not the deals we approved at the Shaperate. Where did you get these?
In Harromont's personal library, I'm afraid.
If you wish, you can make your words as false as the documents you bear.
They're forged?
Not entirely. There were 2 promised deals, but their terms differed significantly from what is presented here. It appears the scripter altered the dates and locations of the agreements to make them identical.
Really? So, is it true you're actually related to Harrowmont?
He is a kinsman, yes. If you count to the 6th degree of remove, I am related to every noble lineage still represented in Orzammar. I can even trace my descendant directly to House Sigmund, which lost its tide to the darkspawn 13 generations ago.
And do you get to vote on who the next king will be?
The Shaperate do not vote. We simply record history as it happens.
So you don't have a preference for king, then?
I cannot speak my opinions. History can be changed with a careless word.
Huh. And can you tell me anything about Bhelen?
The prince consulted me before his father died. He wanted to know about King Bimo, the last king to rule during a blight. I told him Bimo made many changes during his rule. The assembly was even disbanded for a 2-year period. Bimo declared that, in times of war, the warrior caste answered directly to the king, and all voting was suspended. Bhelen seemed quite interested.
Well, well, well. Okay. So, Do you happen to know anything about Vartag Gavon?
The Gavorn family is a minor one, founded when a daughter of the Ferelden house married down to a warrior caste man. Her brother died, leaving her family heirless. So the Assembly granted him a new family name and allowed him to adopt his daughter's children as heirs. Vartag Gavorn is on record asking the Assembly to bar Harrowmont from King Endrin's sick room. He is a vocal supporter of Prince Bhelen.
Alright, I think I need to have words with someone.
You are an outsider, Warden, but not outside the law. I hope you will not do anything to challenge the stability of Orzammar.
Okay, well that was interesting. So, the dates were forged. Well, fudged, I suppose, to make the documents seem like they were identical. But should it matter? If it's still the same amount of his estate that he was giving away, does it matter if the dates were slightly changed? Because it's still not going to be able to give it to both of them, is he? Okay. Show Lord Helmet and Lady Dace proof of Harrowmont's cheating ways. Prince Bhelen will not give me an audience until I prove myself trustworthy. Vartag Gavon has charged me with the task of showing Lord Helmet and Lady Dace promissory notes as evidence of Harrowmont's cheating ways. Vartag says Lord Helmet can often be found in tapsters in the Commons, while Lady Dace seldom leaves the Diamond Quarter. So I could take the notes to Lady Dace and Lord Helmet. I suppose I could probably go back to Vartag, but I'm not sure what that would really achieve. That would probably just bar me from being able to do Bhelen's tasks. You know what? I think I'm going to save right here, and then we'll go back to Vartag and see what he says. And if it does bar me from doing it, then I'll reload and we'll just not go back and speak to him. So, give me a second. Okay. And he was in here. So let's see what he says about this. Okay.
Well, have you found Lady Dace and Lord Helmet?
According to the Shaper of Memories, your papers were forged.
Forged? Well, naturally they're forged. There is no legal way for Harrowmont to sell the same land twice over, is there?
Look, why don't you just tell me where you really got these?
You want to know how the game is played? I wrote the papers and left a sizable fee with the registry office to back them. But if you think figuring it out gets you off the line, you don't understand how this works. I'm asking for a show of loyalty, so exactly how much truth is involved shouldn't matter in the slightest. Now, where does your allegiance lie, Warden?
I don't serve Bhelen. I only serve myself.
If you cannot support my prince, do not expect him to serve you. If you change your mind, you know what you must do to earn his indulgence.
Okay, well, good. That hasn't blocked me off from doing it. I've just sort of laid down what I've figured out, and that I'm not going to just ignore it. Okay, good. No need to reload then. Good.
A new offensive is required against the darkspawn, says Lord Bhelen.
It is. That's very interesting. I'm glad to hear that. Lady Dace.
What do you want? Ah, I suppose you're the Grey Warden everyone's talking about.
I am indeed. My name's Laurel.
It's fascinating the surface has an entire order dedicated to fighting darkspawn. Down here, that's just what fighting means. But I'm sure it's more difficult on the surface. It must be much harder to find them.
And you are Lady Dace, correct?
I am. And what business would you have with me?
Well, I was in the shipwreck, and I've discovered something you might want to look at.
Well, this isn't exactly a surface broadsheet. Where did you get these? Never mind. It is true enough, but there's nothing I can do about it. This deal was made on behalf of our entire house. Only my father can revoke it.
Well, I can always bring them to him myself. Where is he?
He is leading a deep roads expedition, trying to secure an ancient thaig. It's unlikely he'll be back before the election, but perhaps this vote is important enough for you to brave the tunnels to tell him? The Dace family would be in your debt.
Aren't the deep roads a vast network? How would I know where to find him?
He was searching an old Idukan site. He left me with this map, in case his expedition never returned. I'll give you a pass as well. Usually, no one is allowed past the front lines. Does that mean you'll go?
Yes. I have a few things to do in the deep roads anyway.
So Bhelen's victory means enough for you to risk your life. How interesting.
Not really. I mean, it should be pretty obvious why I'm doing this. But sure, have your little moment. Okay.
News of the hour. Lord Bhelen promises radical changes that will offend the ancient paragons. Have our traditions no value?
He's done his research, hon. He has done his research.
2 years tomorrow. By all the holy sodding ancestors. How can you people just ignore that?
Branka didn't go alone, Ogren. She took the whole house, everybody but you. So just get over to Tapster's and drown yourself already. You know as well as I do that's how this always ends.
You think I'm afraid of some cub warrior who's barely off the teat? Ha!
You lift a weapon or attack a single citizen in Orzammar, and you're stripped of your caste and exiled. Even you can't have forgotten that. Get out of here before I call a guardsman.
Well, well, well. Ogren. My friend. Don't worry. I'll come collect you.
Ogren's barely even warrior caste anymore, and he just clomps in here like he's entitled.
I'm sorry, who is Ogren?
Ogren's a drunken wretch. He comes up here 2-3 times a week, hounding people to lead some suicidal rescue mission after Branka. Gets quite violent about it. I'd be scared if they hadn't practically gelded him after he killed young Lord Mino.
What do you mean, gelded?
Well, he killed Lord Mino's youngest son in a duel to first blood. It was a huge scandal. Ogren should have been executed, but he'd won honors in the deep roads. Instead, they stripped him of all weapons and forbid him from engaging in fights within city limits. If he breaks the decree, he'll be exiled.
I see. So, what were you arguing about then?
It's been 2 years since Branka left. No one has ever stayed in the deep roads that long and survived. The search teams who went out found nothing, but Ogren wants to keep risking lives searching.
Why does he care so much about this Branka?
She's still his wife, isn't she? Even if she took their entire house into the deep roads and abandoned him.
Wasn't Branka one of your paragons? She was married to that drunk?
Well, before she was a paragon, she was just a smith. And Ogren was one of the best warriors of his generation.
I see. So why did she go into the deep roads then?
Chasing some old treasure. She was quite secretive. Outright rude, really. She said she never asked to found a house, that she didn't care about politics, and that we were too self-absorbed to defeat the darkspawn. She actually threatened anyone who said they'd come after her.
Really? And this woman became a paragon?
She invented a smokeless fuel that let the smith caste increase their output by nearly 1/3. Deaths from the black lung also dropped. The assembly said she had the favor of the ancestors and declared her a paragon. They moved Branka, Ogren, and all their relatives to the noble caste and founded a new house in her name.
Right. Interesting. Well, I'll be going now.
If you see any guardsmen, tell them Ogren was at it again.
Yeah. No. No, I don't think so. I think it's time to head to Tapster's. Okay, Nug Wrangler.
You're the best wrangler I've ever seen. But there's more out there.
Other? Really?
You're the best wrangler I've ever seen. But there's more out there.
Really?
I trust Vala, my nug wrangling friend.
Really? Where? Where could there possibly be more? I've been everywhere. Surely I've been everywhere. Damn. Okay, well.
So, I've been hearing rumors that a certain wine merchant is falling behind on his payments.
I can't imagine what you mean. I pay my expenses.
What about the expenses your good friend Jarvia incurs when providing your protection? It's not easy ensuring nothing bad happens, that no one decides to just burn everything in your store.
My store! Please, I don't have much. Business isn't good. People are scared. Tell Jarvie I'll get her money.
Jarvie is not happy with your promises, old man. Now let's go inside and see what you've been holding back.
Well, well, well. Okay, so I'm hoping I can go through there then. Yes. Let's stick my nose in where it isn't wanted.
This is all I have right now. I could get more if I sell something.
Well, well. Looks like we have a visitor. Friend of yours?
Get out of here. This is private business.
Business? Looks more like extortion to me.
Please, don't get involved with this. You don't know what they're like.
Then allow me to make some introductions. These are dangerous times in Orzammar, stranger. Lucky us, the merciful Jarvia is offering protection from the chaos. You're wearing some fancy stuff there. Might make you a target. So if you want the Carta's guarantee of safety, it's yours for the reasonable price of 10 gold sovereigns. Or I can't say what might happen.
The Carta?
You really should learn more about the places you visit. The Carta is the foundation of business in Orzammar. It's a commercial venture of like-minded individuals who make money in whatever way suits their talents.
Okay, so I would love to say number 2. But I'm a Dalish. Would I even know what a protection racket was? I don't think so. Getting shafted by merchants who hike their prices up because you're Dalish, sure. But a protection racket? I don't think I would have encountered one of those before, so... I don't care what you call your organization. Just leave this man alone.
I don't see anyone who's going to make me.
Really? Then why don't you take a good look at my friends here?
Whoa, whoa! Alright, you win. I'm not gonna die for 10 lousy sovereigns.
Damn right you're not. Okay, so I don't actually think this guy's gonna be happy with us. But never mind.
Ancestors, bless you for saving my poor store. I don't know how to express my gratitude.
This Jarvia. Who is she? What do you know about her?
I've never met her, of course. They say she never leaves Dusttown. That's the older area of the city where the casteless congregate. She's the one directing this depravity. Since good King Endrin died, they're getting bolder. They used to be a problem only in Dusttown, but now they're in the commons, shaking honest men down for coin.
So her Carta, what do you know about it?
A band of casteless thugs. They're to blame for all the crime in Orzammar these days. They're criminals, and the children of criminals. The ancestors themselves declared them irredeemable.
Really? The children as well?
Their births are abominations. They were born from no Kalna, with no acknowledgement by the Shapers. They are destined to be criminals. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm grateful for your help, but I don't think we have any more to talk about.
Well, well, okay.
Did you have something more pleasant you wish to discuss?
I'd just like to see what you've got for sale, if I can.
I'm showing you the lowest prices I can afford, I assure you.
Okay, let's see. What do you... Oh my gosh, barely anything. Barely anything at all. Oh, remarkable emerald though, that's nice. It's better than nothing, but this is basically nothing. Just some ingredients. And a few... Oh, Mage Bane. Very nice. Shouldn't matter though, because any enemy spellcasters I should be able to mana clash, so... Yeah, not all that useful. Suppose I could sell some stuff though. Ah, the fancy vase, I can get rid of that. Good enough. Okay. Well, never mind then. Never mind. Well, that was an unexpected detour. Anyway, I think this is probably where I'm going to leave it then. So next episode we'll just continue on to Tapsters, we'll see about talking to Oghren. I'm not sure if this is when we can recruit him or if it's after we've decided which of the contenders we're going to support. So we'll either get Oghren right then or we won't. I still have to find another Nug and try and see if Leliana will talk to me about it, actually. I still want to get her that Nug before we leave for the Deep Roads, but I don't know. So there must be somewhere else that I haven't been that has a Nug in it. I guess we'll just have to go and look around everywhere again next episode. So I hope you enjoyed this anyway. If you did, hit the like button. I upload 5 videos a week, so subscribe and you'll be notified when those go live. Hit the bell to update your notifications. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.